I've spent a good deal of my professional life involved in fighting sexual assault as a member of Congress, as a district attorney. And so if the evidence were before me that removing the commander as convening authority and putting it in the hands of a prosecutorial bureaucracy would make the difference in conviction, in the quality of prosecution, in the willingness to report, in the willingness to cooperate, I would be saying, junk it. We can't have the present system. But we haven't seen any evidence of that. I'm not here as a handmaiden of the military. I'm here as somebody who started out with the view that Senator Gillibrand is a very bright and intelligent and committed person for whom I have great amount of respect. And I thought her proposal sounded right. I've changed my mind because I was just listening to what we heard. I started out that way, thinking, why not change it? And now I'm saying, why change it? It's more important to send a message, if the facts warrant it and the law warrants it, to try to achieve a conviction than to say, oh, I want to have a high conviction rate. Just turning it over to a prosecutor doesn't mean you're going to get the result that you're looking for here.
If the facts do not show that moving the commander's authority is going to do anything, then I think it's our job to illuminate those facts to the public and to say, we thought that this was a good proposal, we looked at the proposal, but the evidence just doesn't hold up. And what you said was, cases are solved with facts. I think problems are solved with facts. I went into this thinking, you know, it makes sense. I was a former prosecutor. I like the independence of a prosecutor. It just sort of, when you hear it at first blush, you go, yeah, I want to go with that. But when you hear the facts, like you would in a case, it just doesn't hold up. If there is evidence out there, I'd like to see it.
This is also a response systems panel that is charged with looking for positive responses that will be effective to reducing sexual assault in the military. And I have not been persuaded that the removal of a commander as the convening authority is going to have a positive impact. There is no empirical evidence that reporting is going to increase. There's no empirical evidence that prosecutions will be better handled, that investigations, even before prosecutions, will be better handled. And I should say, by the way, of a lot of evidence that with reforms and also just the training that's been going on for several years, investigations and prosecutions are being handled in a better fashion than they were with the military reaching out to the best practices of the civilian systems. And so I'm not denigrating those investigations and prosecutions. I'm simply saying that there is no evidence that removing the convening authority is going to improve any of those parts of the system as they exist now. If I were persuaded that removing the convening authority would encourage victims to report, then this would be a different story. But I'm not persuaded of that.